The Quest 3S. Now, this is a weird one. It's more like the stepchild of the Quest lineup. It's not as good as its older brother, but it gets the job done. Now, prior to buying this, I was a little skeptical. For one, it wouldn't work with any of my Quest 2 accessories, so I had to buy brand new ones. And one of them was this. It's the facial interface that has kind of a mesh bind to it. It's there to help reduce sweat during your intense VR sessions. Now, when I first put it on, I was actually quite upset because I was able to see everything around me and it wasn't good. However, as soon as I was able to get into a game, I couldn't notice it. I couldn't think twice about it. For example, when I played Beat Saber, I didn't see any of my surroundings, so it wasn't an issue.
I'm just punching stuff.
Now, over the past few years, I've owned several VR headsets, and with this one, I gotta say, I'm impressed. Meta knocked it out of the park with this one. Between features, price, storage, it has a nice balance of a little bit of everything. It's a great entry-level headset, especially if you haven't gotten into VR before and you want to try something like mixed reality. This is a fantastic start. Now for me, I upgraded from a Quest 2 to a Quest 3S. There were a lot of key differences that I noticed right out the gate. One of them being the controllers. Now, Meta decided to remove the O-ring that goes around the controllers. Now, you may be wondering why they did that. Well, I could tell you. For one, you get better tracking. And two, you get better tracking. You can now play your Quest in complete darkness. You don't have to worry about any kind of sunlight or having IR transmitters around the room. You can just play normally. Or if you're having a low light situation, which I've experienced plenty of times, you don't have to worry about it. It's a non-issue. The facial interface that comes with the Quest. This reminds me of the Quest 2 fiasco back when Meta had to legally provide people with a sort of silicone cover. I don't know how on earth they got away with it this time. I hate it. Now, another thing that Meta did away with, there's no longer a port for you to plug in any kind of headphones. Now, that's not the end of the world. However, it is annoying. Though, I will say you can connect Bluetooth headphones onto it, so it's not really an issue, especially when most modern headphones have built-in Bluetooth capabilities. So, not necessarily an issue unless you're bound to wired headphones, which I completely understand. Now, another thing that I did notice was the fact that they actually added an action button right here. I do believe it's programmable, so you can make it do whatever. At first, I didn't really see the use for that, though I forgot I make videos. So I can make videos. I can just press the button and start recording a video and voila. Now I will say there are some key differences between this and the Quest 3. One of them being the type of lens. Now, if you're coming from a Quest 2, you're not going to notice anything. However, if you're coming from something like, say, the Quest Pro, you're going to notice it. They have the pancake lens on the Quest 3 models. The 3S has the Fresnel? I don't know how to say that word. Different kind of lens, not as good. Though, like I said, you're not going to notice anything if you're coming from, say, a Quest 2. Another key difference is the field of view. Now, you have a better field of view on the Quest 3, though it is marginal, it's still a little better compared to the 3S. Another thing to consider, something that I got used to going from the Quest 1 to the Quest 2, is the IPD slider. It's only 3 different settings as opposed to a continuous slider. So if you're trying to make micro adjustments, you're probably going to want to go with the 3 instead of the 3S. If you got some weird things going on with your eyes, or if you have some kind of prescription, anything like that, or you got sloth eyes, essentially. If you have a abnormally large or small gap between your eyes, then you may want to consider something else. Now, oddly enough, the Quest 3 is actually a little bit heavier than the 3S, even though the 3S has better battery life. A little strange, though it could just be because of the material that it's made of, like having one LCD screen as opposed to having 2. So, would I recommend this headset? Well, if you're coming from a Quest 1, 2, or don't have one, this is a fantastic entry-level headset. Though if you're coming from something, say like the Quest Pro, or Apple Vision Pro, or even just the Quest 3, this isn't the headset for you. That's going to be some sort of downgrade. But for $299, you can't beat that price just to get into VR. Now you can enjoy the whole metaverse if you'd like. Yeah, that was cringy. I hated that. For $299, it's just hard to beat, especially with how feature-packed this headset truly is. You're able to get mixed reality. You're able to have a faster processor as well. So recording videos, for example, much more smooth as opposed to on the Quest 2. You can set it to a higher resolution, higher bit rate, and not notice nearly as many frame drops as you would with the Quest 2 recording. So if you're a content creator, this is the headset to go with, especially if you're trying to save a little bit on money and don't quite want to go with the Quest 3, you'll be more than happy with the capabilities of this headset.